Are you ready?
As I'll ever be. I dropped my comb.
Incoming transmission from an unknown source. It seems to be urgent. Patching them through. They're calling themselves the HoloNet Marauders.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the HoloNet Marauders podcast. Tanis Spijek from Return of the Jedi's chilling with Matt down there. Jamie's favorite original trilogy alien, possibly.
Isn't he great? Hello.
I don't know why there's so much disdain in my soul for Tanis Spijek. I think it's just because Matt's always shoving this guy in the camera, and I'm like,
he's one of the good guys.
He's one of the good guys. He's a rebel spy.
And I think he dies.
Yeah. No, I think he does too. He blows up on Jabba's sail. Although, can't really say that anymore since Max Rebo survived. Right. They were probably
Tanis and Max, like hoot scoot and boogied out of there.
Hoot scoot together. And boogie out of there. That's a thing. Or did you
that's a thing.
I love that.
You didn't know.
You're full of sayings today. I'm learning a lot.
Yeah, I'm like a 60-year-old man at Dunkin' Donuts with all these sayings.
Apparently.
Me and Jimmy hoot scoot and boogied out of there.
That's Max and Tanis at Dunkin' Donuts.
At Dunkin' Donuts on Mos Eisley. But we're here today for one of our favorite things, Q&A episode, because we don't have to really do anything. The audience, you lovely audience members and social media friends, give us questions and we just answer them. You guys throw us softball pitches and we just hit them the best we can.
Knock them out of the park.
They're not all home runs, but they're all right. But I figured before we get to the questions, there was some Star Wars news this past week. A couple things.
There was.
The smaller news was the Kenobi trailer. No, I'm just kidding. The smaller news was the celebration is like happening and tickets are coming out and whatnot. So we luckily have our tickets. Yeah. So for our friends out there that have to get them, fingers crossed that you get them.
Yep.
I'm glad I'm not in your shoes, but we're hoping you get tickets, guys.
Yeah, definitely. Because it'll be fun. I'm still looking forward to it.
Yeah, we applied for the podcast stage, so hopefully we get that. That'll be fun.
Come see us there.
And if that doesn't happen,
be around anyway.
So. Yeah,
if that doesn't
you'll
happen,
find us.
And even if that does happen, I'm thinking we do like a HoloNet Marauders meetup of sorts.
Oh gosh,
I think that'd be fun. Or we could pair up with like some pals, other internet friends, and do like, hey, a joint meetup
with some pals. That's what we'll call it.
Pair up with pals.
The pair up with pals.
Yep.
And the bigger news was the ObiWan Kenobi trailer.
Yeah.
Which was mind melting.
The teaser trailer.
The
teaser trailer. I don't know if they'll release like a juicier trailer. Do you think?
I think that they will.
Imagine. What else are they going to show? They've shown enough.
Vader.
They've shown more than they usually.
They'll show Vader walking. His voice is Vader, at the very end, but
or even I don't know if they would show the flashback stuff that's been rumored in a trailer.
Probably not.
I would save that. Yeah, but
they got to save something.
What did you guys think? I know I felt bad because a lot of people asked me what I thought, and I was like, I was excited. The music really did it for me and took me back, but my thoughts about the show didn't change. I'm greatly looking forward to the show, and the stuff that I saw was stuff I was expecting anyways, I guess. So I know Jamie's reaction video is almost at like 6,000 views, which is insane.
Yeah, that's out of nowhere. I mean,
it was a good reaction. It was good.
Yeah, it's all a genuine reaction as well, because like loyal listeners of the show here know that the post Order 66 era is my favorite era, and so like actually seeing these things that I've like been thinking about and formulating about like actually on screen was absolutely mind-blowing, because like the whole Inquisitor thing was kind of like long rumored that there was going to be some sort of something like that going on, and seeing Fortress Inquisitorius not in the video game but seeing it
seeing all that stuff,
I mean, that's unbelievable.
Even seeing Inquisitors in live action. We've never seen Inquisitors in live action, right?
It's
so
just,
like
that's just such a cool bit of continuity. Just taking Nur of all things, like the Fortress Inquisitorius, and like bringing it into live action. They didn't need to do that.
And like this is also like post Jedi Fallen Order, so after like Cal and Seer like just half destroy it, and so this is like rebuilt Fortress Inquisitorius, and it's like
that would be cool if they mentioned it. Oh, that would be so cool if they mentioned it.
How many years after? So that is that 5
Maybe
years
like
after?
four or five.
So this is another.
This is, I think,
years after.
9.
Yeah.
9 or 10 years after Revenge of the Sith.
Mm-hmm.
So But yeah, Nur is such a and Fortress Inquisitorius, which is just fun to say as I slipped up on it. But
Every time you type out Inquisitorius, everything thinks that that's not actually a word, but it is. It's actually a word.
It actually is a word, like even without Star Wars. So
Yeah.
come on, guys.
what a cool place, though. It's literally
It
like a
is.
James Bond villain lair.
Yeah,
Half
underwater.
underwater, mostly underwater.
Yeah.
We saw those.
can't wait.
What was that? Was it concept art of like stormtroopers in like a base underwater?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gotta
That
be
was-
there.
Yeah, I mean, and that was like our first kind of like clue to the fact that we were getting the Fortress Inquisitorius. But again, to like have them adapt something from the video games into live action so like prominently is
Mhm.
just, like I said, it's just cool. And that's the kind of continuity that we've been getting lately that I just eat up.
Yeah. And another highlight was seeing not baby Luke, but little Luke. Just
Dude, little kid Luke.
Little
Let's
seeing
see.
like one of us, little like I love how he's sitting on with his legs spread out on the entrance of the
Yeah.
hut. Just that's like something we would all do.
How old is he in that? So this is
9.
9 or 10, whatever it is after.
So he's
However many
Anakin's
years.
age
yeah,
in episode
Yeah.
1.
and he
Yeah,
looks just
I
like
love
Anakin
the-
with the goggles.
Yeah.
I love the little theory that maybe like someone showed him like the videos of like the pod race or something like that, and he's just like, oh yeah, because like he knows like who his dad was, but
Yeah. He knows he was a spice runner, at least
Does
in this
I have
point
a
in time.
question before we go on to our Q&A? Does Obi-Wan know that Anakin is Vader? Like, will we see that in the show? Because he left him for dead, but he probably didn't feel him die.
Yeah,
That's
I
an
don't
interesting
know.
question, right?
Wow. I guess. Yeah, that's an interesting.
yeah, I don't
Because
think
we know
he
Ahsoka
knows yet.
didn't know entirely until Rebels, right?
Obi-Wan knows obviously by like A New Hope, he knows who he was. So
Yeah.
like maybe
So,
this
yeah.
is the whole him realizing, oh no, he's not dead.
Because they
You'd
did
think, right?
they did do a lot of work to protect Anakin's name, or to protect, like, you know, Darth Vader's identity.
Mhm.
Anakin
Yeah.
Skywalker supposedly died in Order 66 and whatnot. So
Like even in the recent
Obi-Wan,
Vader
in-
comics, they do that. Yeah.
yeah, in his remote state, you know, in the middle of Tatooine, in the middle of nowhere, how the hell would he be able to find out that Anakin was Vader? So I guess, I mean, he could put 2 and 2 together, but
But imagine that revelation, like seeing Obi-Wan be like, "Oh shit, that's Anakin."
dude,
oh my God.
what if
Oh,
he's
shit.
what if we get like a Darth Vader, like, oh no, I am Anakin Skywalker.
And Obi-Wan would just be,
And,
hold up,
no,
hold
no,
up.
that's impossible.
But yeah, can't wait for the show. End
Can't
of
wait for
May,
that
May
moment.
25th at Celebration. We'll be watching
Yeah,
that.
Celebration. We got to watch that. I wonder if they're probably going to do something for that.
Yeah, they'll probably do some
Yeah.
event thing.
We'll see
That'd be
as
cool.
it like comes about. That'll be
Yeah.
really fun. Another thing that has come up that is actually arguably more important than both of these news items is we've been helping out our friends on Convoy Call and Rexing Around raise money for Alderanian Rose. She is a Star Wars creator who is in Ukraine right now, and she has been protecting and taking care of foster children and orphans who have been unable to evacuate during this war crisis in Ukraine right now. And so if you are interested in helping out more, look at the Convoy Call social media. They have a donation pool going, and everything collected is going directly to Rose. And we can't like express like our thanks enough for our audience who has like jumped in to like help and whatnot, and like we've like helped out as much as we can, and just keep the support going is the biggest thing. And I think that the Star Wars quote at the end of Rise of Skywalker sums it up enough, is there are more of us. So that is more important than everything else. That's much more important than Star Wars, and the Star Wars community does run very strongly with that as well. So definitely wanted
Absolutely.
to mention that.
That was an epic night. We still keep
Yeah.
thinking about it, being on
Yeah.
that stream with
This-
them, and they
Yeah,
almost
yeah.
raised $20,000. Like
That's
unbelievable.
unbelievable.
It was great to be part of that. A privilege to be part of that is what I want to say. And they should all be, if they're listening now, the Convoy Call or Rexing Around or Michael or any of them, they should be super proud of themselves for starting that, putting that together.
Pull that
So,
off was incredibly impressive.
Yeah.
Just great.
Yeah.
a lot of
Yeah,
hard work.
for context, they did a like 8-hour live stream last week to do this, and we chimed in towards the end just to like help, and they were pretty delirious by the end of it, but it was a
Yeah.
lot of fun. It was
It
a lot
really
of
was.
fun doing the live stream thing. Anyway,
But
yeah,
let's-
Star Wars Celebration, Kenobi, supporting our world community. Those are the 3 foundations of the HoloNet Marauders.
Yeah, seriously.
Yay.
And
anyway.
Q&A crazy
And
things.
Q&A.
which we're about to
Q&A
dive into.
crazy things.
And Q&A, all right?
What a segue.
we're gonna get this first one out of the way. AJ asked for questions, and Levi asks, "Why is Tanis Speedjack the best Star Wars character?" To which I said, "Please don't ask things like that." And then to which Ryan says, "Is exaggerating the greatness of Tanis Speedjack making a mountain out of a mole man?" And to which I said, "Please make it
Perfect.
stop." So
Hello.
Tanis
Tanis
Speedjack.
is a fun character.
Tanis Speedjack. Okay, so quick story time. I've had this figure lying around my room for literally my entire life. I don't remember when I got it. I don't remember how I got it, but it's just been there. It's just been part of my collection. It's been lying around. I just find it in places. And I had no idea who this was. And occasionally, like AJ's doing now, I would just, bring him up and be like, hey, look, this
You gotta have
guy.
your
I
funny
knew he was
props,
Star
yeah.
Wars, but I didn't know who he was. Well, on Thursday night, we got to the bottom of it. Somebody, who was it? Do you remember?
Levi did know, but I don't
Levi
know if he was
knew.
the first one.
I think someone
don't
else beat him to it. I don't
I
remember
forget
the
who
it
name
was.
offhand.
Someone else beat him to it.
Some legend.
Yeah, they knew that this was Tanis Speedjack. And Tanis Speedjack was a spy for the Rebel Alliance who was present at Jabba's palace and then on Jabba's sail barge at the beginning of Return of the Jedi. He sat there and he did nothing.
There's a
while he
lot of
watched
great.
Luke
There's a lot of great.
He sat
thrown
there
into the
and did
Starlight.
nothing.
We've been uncovering more and more background characters of Return of the Jedi recently. It was Tanis and also Tessic, Jabba's accountant, who wasn't
Yep.
The
great at his
accountant.
job, I guess.
Yes.
So in other words, this is, he's working his way to becoming our new mascot. So
He's never
This is a-
going
this
to
is a
replace Sidon,
Tanis
first of all.
To be
Speedjack,
determined.
No.
podcast now, I think.
All
I think
right,
that's
I have the second most important question from our friend Shelby. What spaceport, which spaceport has the worst bathroom?
Shelby knows us well. That's a great question.
That is a great
Okay.
question. Let's think here.
Which spaceport has the worst bathroom? Not
Is
the
it
best.
Space Spot or Space
It's Space
Port?
Spot.
Space Spot.
Space spot. So
Space
space spot
So
or space
anywhere in
sport?
space.
Port? Anywhere.
So we're not talking. I wonder if that question was inspired by the Futurama episode where Fry eats the egg salad sandwich in the bathroom.
I think
at
it's
the-
more inspired by our love of Star Wars bathrooms.
That
If
too.
you remember, our last time we did a Q&A, I'm pretty sure everything resulted
bathroom.
in something with a
Toilet
bathroom. The atomic flush somehow.
The worst.
Um,
So the worst bathroom to use?
I would say the worst bathroom spot in the galaxy is in an Exogorth's stomach.
Okay.
That's a
Giant
good one.
space worms. Don't want
Right.
to do your business there.
I would say the worst spot to have to go to the bathroom in the galaxy is the bathroom that must be connected to the boardroom on Vader's Star Destroyer. Because imagine having to go to the bathroom in the middle of one of those meetings and you just like tuck over to like the bathroom and then it's just really poorly soundproofed, and so everyone in the boardroom can hear everything and it's just silent and they just hear and then
it's
you come
Vader's
back
breath
and
and
everyone's staring at you.
your doo-doo. And everybody
That's all
and
anyone can
everybody's
hear.
like,
And that's the worst place in the galaxy.
yeah, that's pretty embarrassing.
I
That's
want to
pretty bad.
say, I want to say somewhere on Corellia, like in the. Is it the White Worms? That's where Han and
Yeah.
Kira are. Somewhere in there.
Wherever it ends up, wherever Lady Proxima is.
Yeah, in that little.
That's
in that
probably
little
a bad
like
place to go to the bathroom.
that little
That's
spot where she comes
disgusting.
out of the water. Yeah.
That
Yeah.
is just
Ugh.
disgusting. Let's move on. Not from our friend Art. Now that the news is out, what Star Wars planet would you have your wedding ceremony party at? So this needs to get said first off. Also on the Thursday stream, I casually referred to AJ as my fiance. So yes, AJ and I have been engaged for a little bit. We didn't really publicly announce
Since like
it.
October, sort of.
Yeah, I mean, like we've been together a while. Our 8th
Yeah.
anniversary is actually this coming week. So so AJ, what Star Wars planet would you want to have a wedding ceremony on?
Corellia. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. I guess like I haven't even been to Batu, but Batu seems pretty cool. Everyone would say like Naboo, but that's like
I wouldn't.
cliche.
I mean, Naboo's like the only place we'd like see a wedding.
True.
Honestly, I'd say like Sorgan or something like that. It's like just out of the way,
yeah.
and it's just like chill. Yeah,
I'd say
I'd say.
Mimban
Oh,
during a battle.
There you go.
interesting.
Yeah.
Very muddy.
I'd
Muddy
say,
wedding.
even though this question isn't for me, I'm gonna answer.
No,
it
it's
anyway.
for you too.
It's for
I'm gonna
all of
say
us.
Glee Anselm, so that we can have Beckett play the Valicord for us
That's
at our
good.
wedding.
That's
There you
that's
go.
really good. There you
Yeah.
go. There you go. Thank you.
I like
for
how
the
you said at
questions.
our wedding.
Yep, no, it's
You're invited. From our friend Fred, a threat looms over the galaxy, and you're our only hope. You need to defeat the enemy in a dogfight. What ship do you pilot to get the job done and save the galaxy?
Ooh. Shout out to Fred. Fred's the
Think of
best.
something
I beat him
outside.
in Star Wars. Guess who? An OPC killer. No.
That's not a ship.
Could
Can be made a ship.
I guess.
Let's think here.
I mean, I guess I'll just say Naboo Starfighter.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say that. That's why I've been trying to think of something else.
Yeah. And I would mod mine up my own way, like Mando, but mine would be different.
Like Mando, but
Okay.
different. Okay.
Like Mando, but different.
Modifications. Got it. This is basic. I just pick an X-wing.
Wow.
That is base. I
Very
thought Matt
basic.
would go there.
I mean, I would have. Honestly, I usually pick like the clone gunships, not the gunship. Sorry, the fighter. That's an ARC.
Arc
Right?
170.
Yeah, the ARC 170.
I always forget what they are though. So I was
That'd
just
be a
like,
good one. Because
Alright,
then
Arc
you'd have
170.
because then you'd have a little buddy with you too. So if you die, somebody else dies too. That's always nice.
There you go. We're not alone.
You know what I'm going with?
A resistance bomber.
Nope. I'm going with a tri-fighter.
Oh.
And I'll have a
okay,
little
okay.
compartment filled with buzz droids.
Let him loose on everybody.
I'm going to let them loose on everybody. I'm going to be spraying people with buzz droids left and right. Just
Oh my god.
I
the
thought you were
whole
maybe gonna-
battle.
I thought you were gonna choose Luke's ugly from
Luke's ugly is cool. I like Luke's ugly. But that's not my
but it's
ship.
no tri-fighter.
You know what? If he did pick Luke's ugly, this would have been exactly what we picked for Build a Pilot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would have been
Just copy and paste.
Very
it over
what's
here.
his
true.
name? Ubab Criff's. That's Ubab Criff's ship.
That's-
Criff's
yeah.
ship.
All right, let's move on. If you could interview any Star Wars character, this is from Chad. If you could interview any Star Wars character, who would it be, and what would you ask them? Character.
I would
He's a good.
interview Snoke and be like, "What are you?
What do you think is going on with you right
What
now?
are
huh?
you?"
He doesn't even know. He thinks he was like born
that's
before
good.
the
That's good.
Empire.
I have a lot of questions about him, so I'm gonna stand by that.
Okay.
What are you? Do you have your own conscience?
Well, I think he does. I think that's.
We think. I don't
well,
know, though.
I mean, it would be kind of hard for Palpatine to keep information from himself, right?
But
Because Snoke knew about
he
their
manages
dyad.
to.
Is
and then
Palpatine
Palpatine
alive?
didn't.
And have you seen him lately? Or whatever the Ghostbusters line is there.
That's good.
For
Have
about
you
Elvis.
seen Palpatine, and how's he do?
How's
Have
he
you seen
do?
Elvis? How is he doing lately?
Have you seen
Anyway.
Elvis? And yeah,
How's he doing lately?
We got this.
Anyway,
There's
I
a
would
Ghostbusters
ask.
poster in the background.
That's yeah. Have you seen Elvis, and have you spoke to him lately? That's what the line
There
is.
you go.
Excuse me. Sorry, I was in Star Wars mode, and then don't.
I
Anyway,
shifted the gears.
I would ask. I would want to interview Hondo, Mr. Hondo Anaka, and ask him, where do you get off?
First of all,
First
where
of
do
all,
you get off?
no, seriously, I would ask him, what is something that you would want? What is like your ultimate treasure that you would want? Because there's definitely something out there that he would really,
Treasure.
really want. AJ, did you just say treasure? What
I
are you
did.
doing? Every once in a while, Matt, not to get off topic, every once in a while, AJ and I end up watching like old time documentaries, like old travel documentaries, and like
All about Boston.
Yeah,
and
yeah, all
New
about
England.
Boston
That's
and
how
New
we found
England.
out about the desert of Maine, which we're going to one day.
yes.
Don't spoil
Everyone right now, pause this. Well, listen first. Look up the desert of Maine. Just pause and go look that up.
It's
Mind blowing.
incredible.
Anyway, old time documentaries, you don't necessarily notice how much our actual like dialect like changes so much until you watch documentaries from like 60, 70 years ago.
Yeah, so
Anyway.
it was a documentary from like 1949, and he's like,
So,
"Oh,
yep.
I hoot, scoot, and boogied over here to get some treasure."
There you go.
No, he didn't say boot, scoot, and boogie, but he definitely said the word treasure as treasure, and we're like,
Treasure. Well, maybe he's a
What?
pirate. That
So
sounds
what
like
would
a
you ask
pirate
Hondo?
thing.
anyways,
Treasure.
Hondo, what's the number one treasure that you want to get?
Yeah.
There you go.
That's good.
All right, Matt.
Well, that still wasn't enough time to stall. So let me.
Who would you want to interview for a Star Wars character, and what would you ask them?
So I think I'm gonna go shockingly tame on this one. I'm gonna pick this fella right here.
Is that tame?
Ooh.
Oh,
You could
Okay.
ask.
With
He
his
has a lot of
dead-
knowledge.
Soulless eyes.
looks like he got, like blasted there.
Yeah, no, this is one of the crappy figures that I bought at Celebration that I absolutely
Yes.
love. I would ask 3PO about his life before Anakin rebuilt him, if he remembers anything. Because I would really want to
Oh.
know where 3PO actually came from. What did he do? You know, where was he originally? Who did he serve? Where did he serve? That kind of thing. Because that's always that's always kind of fascinated me. Because we know that Anakin didn't build him from scratch. You know, 3PO was a droid before Anakin rebuilt him, put him back together.
Maybe he could appear in some content prior to the Phantom Menace.
Some High
Like the
Republic.
late High
content.
Republic.
Maybe like the Acolyte or something along those lines.
3PO is the acolyte.
Whoa. with the Sith eyes.
That's why he
dude.
speaks Sith. Or he
And-
speaks it
oh.
anyways, but
He's all right,
Write
guys.
this down. Write that down.
Lucasfilm.
We're getting a new theory from HoloNet Marauders, straight from HoloNet Marauders' mouths, that the reason C-3PO knows Sith in the Rise of Skywalker is because he served the Sith in the Acolyte. He's going to appear in the Acolyte, and he's going to be their main. He's going to be their main source of knowledge. He's going to be the
Perfect.
guy, their main serving droid.
And
right
he's
there.
really the one who twisted Anakin's young mind.
Wow.
Lucasfilm, if you're listening, and I know you
I
are,
know you are.
write this down.
Like I said, just bring us on. We'll come up with some absolute bangers of ideas. I mean, this.
All right.
Very good.
Unstoppable.
From Shelby, should NineNumb get his own miniseries? Pitch a pilot episode about a pilot.
We haven't done.
Pilot episode for a NineNumb series.
Okay, so first of all, yes, NineNumb should get his own series, and I
We're-
know that
we're all in agreement
NineNumb
there,
is like
so.
Shelby's all-time favorite character. I remember at Celebration, she officially
Best
saw
picture.
someone as NineNumb for the first time and absolutely lost it. I'm pretty sure she started crying. Very excited for that. I always get super excited actually to see like someone like cosplaying as NineNumb or something, because that's just so rare, because it's just such
Yeah.
an ordeal with the mask and whatnot. But
Yep.
it's fun to see. But anyway,
NineNumb and 10Nub. I like 10Nub too.
10-nub,
pitch
yeah.
a pilot series or pitch a pilot episode for NineNumb.
Well, that's mine. It's going to be called 9 and 10, and it's going to be 9Nub
10.
and 10Nub. They're going to be running around. They're going to be doing things.
Or it could be about 8, 9, and 10.
No,
And 8
it could be
guys.
about 7 and 9, and it's going to be about
7 Costanza.
how 7 Num, 8 9Num.
Oh my god.
Oh god! Wow, these are just
I do like Matt's idea there. That's
No,
good.
9 and 10.
9 and
It's
10.
going to be about 9Num and 10Num growing up on the streets of Solace, making their way, scrapping by. One day they're finally old enough to buy their own ship, and then the day after, Lando Calrissian shows up, and he's like, "I'm going to need you for a mission to the Death Star 2."
And they just keep laughing at him the whole time. Like,
Let's do
Return of the
it.
Jedi. The nervous
Alright.
laugh. All right, that was good. I like
Bring
that.
him on.
9 and 10. That was great.
You nailed it.
All right. I don't have a name for this one because Instagram doesn't pull the tag with it, so I forget. But what animated character deserves a live action show, and what live action character deserves an animated show?
Ooh.
Okay.
First
So my-
of all, go ahead.
No, you said first of all. So you gotta go
First of all, Luke Skywalker deserves an animated show.
Yep.
I think that
Yep.
would be the perfect
Absolutely.
avenue for
That is my
them to.
non-ironic
like-
answer. I mean, that is.
I
Yeah,
went on
I
a-
think that would be perfect, because then they can just do voice acting and it'd be great. AJ was
Yeah.
talking to me about this the other day, like do it like Clone Wars style, so it is pretty much a linear story, but you can have
But
adventures and
Luke,
whatnot in
Han,
between.
Leia, everyone. That'd be
Yeah.
so good.
Everybody,
After-
and
Yeah,
then-
after-
so
and
the
have
OG
them-
trio as
it
an
could go
animated series.
alongside Mandalorian, or
Yeah.
up to that point. That'd be
And
great.
then transition into Luke training Ben,
Yep.
and show a little bit more of Luke kind of struggling with the fear of loss now that he's older and he has more to lose. Really build that up and talk about it, because it's such a compelling idea. And The Last Jedi does a good job of showing us that idea, but I want it deserves more fleshing out. I want to see it build. I want to see more of it.
Absolutely.
For sure. So, that's a serious answer. But 100%, Lucasfilm, if you're listening, and I know you are, please legitimately
make that.
Don't make my 910, or do. I mean, it's a great idea. Don't get me wrong. All of our ideas are great ideas, but actually make like a Luke animated show taking place in the New Republic era, please. And now let me get to my animated character who deserves a live action show. And I'm going to ask this first because I need clarification. Does animated also mean illustrated?
Yes, I would count that in this. Okay. Yeah.
So then I want a Commander Carbon live action show, please. And thank you.
Who's Commander Carbon?
Well, I'm glad you asked, Jamie. Commander Carbon is one of the many replacements created for Darth Vader after the Death Star was destroyed. The first Death Star was destroyed. And Palpatine was testing Vader right after because he was mad at him. And he went to this guy whose name I'm forgetting. He was a doctor. And he was the one, Dr. Silo, actually. I remember his name is Dr. Silo. And what he would do is he would transfer his memory into different clone bodies.
Oh, Commander Carbon.
Commander Carbon is one of Dr. Silo's creations. He's Mon Calamari on Grievous's body. So I know you just Googled it, AJ. So bring him up on screen. We'll put a graphic in this post.
He's from the Charles Soule Vader run.
But there he is.
You're not kidding. That is
he's canon.
A Mon Calamari with a Grievous body.
He is canon. He's a Mon Cala on Grievous's body. And Vader absolutely destroys him.
Oh yeah. I really enjoy the Vader tests that Palpatine throws on him. It's cool.
Yeah, he throws a lot of tests. But there's so much to go over. Who was this Mon Cala? Where did they get more Grievous bodies? What was he up to? Did they send him on missions? Did they send him out and to do stuff? Did Dr. Silo or whatever the heck his name is, have him as like some kind of bodyguard? I mean, there's so many possibilities for stories, and it's right after A New Hope, which is a great time to explore.
No, I mean, it would be cool.
And it could be before A New Hope, too, which means it would be in Jamie's favorite era.
Yeah. Once it gets closer to A New Hope, though, I'm just like, is it my favorite era anymore? I don't know.
He'll show up in Bad Batch and just
That's it. Bad Batch versus Commander Carbon.
There you go.
That's my pitch.
So we did a live action, we did an animated.
I did live to animated. Matt did animated to live / like comic to live. What about you, AJ? Either one?
I would have agreed with your Luke. I would have also said Ben Solo in animation, but that all lines up with the same show pretty much. But for animation to live, I think I would either go Callus, or like if he appeared in something like Rangers of the New Republic or something, or in that realm. Or who's the other one I had rolling around?
Are they also from Rebels?
I was gonna say Kanan, but they covered a lot of stuff with Kanan.
Yeah.
He could appear in Andor, right? Technically.
Yeah, technically.
It could be like half drunk Kanan still. Was he
right?
He
would be still half drunk Kanan.
So I would enjoy that because Kanan's such a good character, and I don't want to just leave him to Rebels.
We got to find him a different actor though, because Freddie Prinze Jr. could not play Kanan.
Yeah, at that point.
There are some good one-to-one parallels.
Yeah.
Like Vanessa Marshall could play.
She has technically, sort of.
Yeah,
Hera.
She did. Yeah. Hera. She could play Hera, but Freddie Prinze Jr. could not play Kanan. Sorry,
Squadrons,
Freddie.
Who else?
No,
we can dig up someone else here.
Oh, you said something. You said something earlier that I liked, and I can't because I had like a tangent to go off on.
I'd like to see Cal Kestis in live action.
That's
you
really
literally
good.
have the actor right there.
Yeah.
I mean, he's great, and literally, they have like an actor already chosen and stuff. I mean, I might also go good. I could go Iden Versio too.
Yeah,
that might be interesting.
Video game to live action would be very exciting because they haven't really done.
I mean, we just talked about that.
Yeah.
With the Inquisitorius,
Right.
Yeah. They've taken a lot of the concepts, but they haven't taken like the main characters. I would also add in animated to live action Hondo because you can plunk him into any storyline and it'd work out.
And come into live action, but Let's get him
The
more
livest
live
of
action.
actions.
The
I would
livest of
also
action.
say the live stuff actions. I would also say a live action to animated, a story about the Porgs, but it's kind of like the Ewok series, but like updated. You know?
Yeah,
I
But
think that would
Ewoks
be
are actually
adorable.
like
that'd be
Like
a great
animated.
idea.
I think that would be
Sentient.
adorable. The Porgs like just waddling around Octu doing their dailies, and like it'd be cute. It'd be a
It could
very
take
very
place-
kids, but yeah.
It could take place at the beginning of the Jedi Order, when they
Yeah.
actually still
ooh.
operated their base on Octo, and it could be like a Padawan befriending a bunch of Porgs,
Yeah.
going on
and
like Force adventures with them
it'd be so cute. It'd be so
25,000
cute.
years ago.
That'd be
I'd
cute.
love that.
I just would love that. One of my favorite little shorts that I like pull up all the time is the Galaxy of Adventures short that they go to Batu, and it's Chewie walking off the Falcon and a little Porg is with him, and the Porg just like flies away, and it's just a minute of the Porg just exploring Batu, and that
good.
video
That's
brings
great.
the biggest smile on my face every single time I watch it. It's just perfect. That's what I want. The Porg exploring.
Who asked this question?
Was this the anonymous one? Or
This
the
was an anonymous one, not
Instagram one?
Instagram. It's not anonymous, but I can't remember who it was
forget who it
because I had
was.
to delete the name because Instagram's funky with it. From Aubrey, if you could write any Star Wars story, what would it be?
Ooh. Okay. I had an idea a while ago that stuck with me, and we've already kind of talked about the Luke animated show, and that's been one of those ideas that has just floated around in my head forever. But I won't go into that. I want to go into the year between The Last Jedi and The Rise of Skywalker. I want to show, as
But
weird
this
as it
is
sounds,
you have to write it though.
yes, I would write this show.
Okay,
I already have it
okay.
all planned out in my head
Too much pressure for me there.
up here. A show focused on Kylo Ren right after The Last Jedi, leading up to The Rise of Skywalker, dealing with, he's just become Supreme Leader. His mother is the leader of the opposing force against him. So there's a lot of drama there. I would have him, because right after The Last Jedi, there's a new trooper created, the Relic Troopers,
Yeah.
who are spending their time hunting the galaxy for Sith relics. And it would seem like Kylo Ren develops this intense interest in the Sith and Sith culture and Sith artifacts and stuff. And I would have it almost be like a mystery where he's Supreme Leader, he can do what he wants, he has unlimited resources, and he spends his time kind of traveling, wandering the galaxy, either putting down smaller rebellions on different planets or searching for clues that would eventually lead him to the discovery of Palpatine. Now, obviously, we know that he discovers it just like everybody else when the message is broadcast to the galaxy. But I would like there to be a point like right before Palpatine comes clean. Could even be why Palpatine comes clean, right? Comes out of hiding is because Kylo Ren's about to discover him. Where Kylo Ren kind of puts all the puzzle pieces together and realizes Palpatine's back. And he's, about to take control of the galaxy again. And so this show would kind of follow that around while he's also dealing with the Resistance, while he's also learning about, the Force and the dark side of the Force and the nature of that and whatnot, without Snoke's kind of manipulation. And it would have Luke, because I like Luke. And Luke says, "See you around, kid." And I know that could be interpreted as him kind of just channeling Han, because he says, "Strike me down and I'll be with you just like your father." And then he tries to, and he says, "All right, now I'm going to haunt you." Whether that's metaphorical or real, I would love to see Luke kind of try to come in, talk to Kylo, and maybe we learn why Anakin couldn't come in and talk to Kylo. Maybe Kylo learns a technique, or maybe there's a certain thing where like Force Ghosts can't talk to people who don't let them in, or Force Ghosts, can't connect to somebody who's too far gone. That kind of thing. So maybe Luke is coming to him and fading over the course of the show because he's losing Ben. And of course, there could be drama there as well. And again, this is all stuff I've just kind of like tossed around in my head while I fall asleep at night.
Jamie, please let me follow this one up.
Go ahead. That was really good, though, Matt. That was
No, it was really good.
Thank
It was
you.
really good. But I love the big point of this question for me is one you would write, not one you want. I don't want that pressure of writing that story. in
I
between,
do.
Whether it's
I
a book.
want to write that.
Would that be a book, or are you writing for screen?
I mean, I think a show or a limited series could be
Okay,
done
good.
about
I like that. I like that. I wouldn't want that all in a book. I don't want that somewhere on screen. But mine is literally just going to be an origin story of Obi-Wan, Qui-Gon, and Dex just meeting, and however they know each other, and that'll be
That's good.
in just like one of those point of view books. I just want to write a short little story for that. Even though I do claim to be a writer, I wouldn't want to go too big with Star Wars at first.
I like that a
Writing for
lot,
Star
though.
Wars is such a gamble. It's so
Yeah.
dangerous.
I was gonna say I would have done a Dex story, but we have one of those coming apparently in some way, shape,
Yeah,
or
he'll
form.
be in an
Yeah.
upcoming comic.
I'm not sure what
think,
it's about.
right?
I thought it was one of the novels.
One of the novels. I don't know. It's something. It's something
Yeah,
soon.
it's something. Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be fun.
Yeah. I would want to write again, now that AJ like spooked me, being like, oh, I don't want to like that much pressure of like writing for like a specific character.
Well, pull up the question again. Wasn't there emphasis too?
Yeah. No, well,
Emphasis.
the emphasis was on any. If you
Any,
could write
okay.
any Star Wars
I
story,
thought it was if
what would
you-
it be? The emphasis was on any.
Thanks,
Why did
Audrey,
you-
for the
Any
question.
Star Wars
It's a
story.
great question.
This is a good question.
If I could write any of the Star Wars stories, I think that I would want to write about Hondo. No, I'm kidding. I would want to write about the Porgs. No, I would
Yeah,
want
you
on the
just came up with a
checklist.
good idea with
to
that.
write about. I would love to put. Like actually like get my like Jedi story that's the post Order 66 time like on paper and get it like produced, because there's so
I was gonna
much
say,
going
yeah.
on, because
You
like
already have. Yeah.
it is like it's the entire Clone Wars era, but like it the emphasis of it is later on, and so it'd pretty much be like I don't want to get too far into the detail because like it is like a special story to me, but like if I had to pick like a character that I would want to write for, I would actually say I would love the early days of the Bad Batch. Like, how did they all become a unit? Like, were there more of them? Because
That'd
it's
be
the
good.
whole only 5 remain, and it's just like, so how many were there originally? How much tragedy have these guys like faced before they were even like deployed? Like, I would love to like hear that. It would be like, it would be like pretty cool if it was like Stephen King style also, if there's like a little bit of horror to it, because like they
Whoa.
were straight up like experimented on.
Jeez.
But
The
like we like don't
evil
like
batch.
know that. So like
The bad bad.
it'd be cool. It'd be cool. But I would love that. Like I hope that that's something that we actually get to see more, is like them like as kids. And just like yeah, I would like that as like any Star Wars story, like for right now, is just more of like their origin
And since it's a Stephen King story, it takes place
In Maine.
in Maine.
in Maine, not
In
just
the
Maine,
desert of Maine.
the desert of Maine.
That's
the
right.
desert of Maine.
It's all in the desert of Maine.
I bet Stephen
Yeah.
King has something to do with that desert of Maine.
I bet he does. I bet that's
bet
the
he does.
curse.
What is
Ooh.
your favorite Star Wars book? Again, another anonymous Instagram. What is
Should
your
we do-
favorite Star Wars book?
I feel like we're each gonna name possibly a High Republic book. Should we?
I
Or maybe
won't.
not. Are we not? Okay.
I won't.
Because I was gonna say outside of that.
But I will name one that's pretty stereotypical.
Okay, go ahead, Matt.
Bloodline. Bloodline blew
I
me
knew it.
away when I read it. I love the Aftermath trilogy, and I loved kind of the connections that it features. And again, Bloodline sets up a lot of cool things. There's characters in Bloodline that I think would be great. Joff Sea Striker, if you know Joff Sea Striker, he's a great character, a pilot. One of the first people to join the Resistance when Leia forms it, along with Greer Sonnel and
Career. What a name.
what's her
Greer.
name? What's the other one's name?
I don't know. I haven't read it.
The third. Oh my God!
Poe
It's
Dameron.
Leia's assistant, whose name is escaping me. But it turns out her assistant. It was like her intern when she was a senator. She becomes a senator for the New Republic. In fact,
Is it the one
she's
that
the
dies on
senator
Halcyon
that
Prime?
is in
Yeah.
the Force Awakens deleted scene, and then in the scene where Halcyon Prime blows up, it's her. And I'm, oh my God, why am I forgetting her name?
I don't know her name.
I can't help you here. We'll circle
Oh.
back, Matt. We'll circle back.
Circle back. Give me a
AJ?
sec.
Um.
Favorite book?
Well, If I go non-High Republic, which isn't even the question, but if I go non-High Republic, I really loved Resistance Reborn because I was that hype season between TLJ and Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah.
It came out like 2 months before Rise of Skywalker, but that book is also beefed up with the books Matt just mentioned too. I've skimmed through Aftermath. I've done like the cliff notes on it. And Bloodlines, like that's kind of like the political saga, Matt, would you say, right? And it leads up to
I would say
Resistance Reborn.
If you want like a really good picture of the New Republic sequels, connections, and like just like a good book trilogy, I'm going to say the Aftermath trilogy counts as one story here because it's 3 books split into, or 1 book split into 3. I'm going to say read the Aftermath trilogy, Bloodline, and then Resistance Reborn, and it's going to make your mind explode.
One of the big characters of Resistance Reborn, who's in a prisoner camp on Corellia, he's in. Is he in Bloodlines or Aftermath? I think he's in Bloodlines.
He's in Bloodline. He's a big.
He's the one who sells out Leia as Vader's daughter.
Ransom Casterfoe, who is a centrist senator. Yeah, learns of the identity of Leia, learns that she's been keeping that from everybody, and then exposes her on the Senate floor, and that causes quite a bit of drama.
Yeah,
and it's really the scene where another character, Lady, whatever her name is, Lady Bitchface, she discovers. Carice Sindian is her name, Lady Carice Sindian. She discovers this little like hope chest that it's honestly she comes across very much like that. She discovers a little hope chest that Bail left Leia and was like, when you come back to Alderaan and discover, your birthright and origins and stuff, I'm leaving this for you. But since Leia never returned to her Alderaanian roots and never kind of took up her royalty position like she was supposed to, she never came across this box. Well, Lady Carice Sindian steals that royalty position, finds the box, opens it up, and it's Bail revealing the whole thing about Anakin Skywalker, about how he became Darth Vader, how he's Leia's father. And that scene alone, if you listen to the audio book, it's awesome. But even reading that scene gives you chills. It is so well done. Claudia Gray outdoes herself. By the way, this intern's name is Corcella, and they call her Corey, and because she's only like 16 in the book, and then she grows up to get blown up, but she becomes a senator along the way. And Job Sea Striker Greer Sonnel, who is like this lady pilot with a condition called bloodburn. It's like it's a rare genetic thing where if you fly,
and that's where the title gets its book.
Yeah, the title gets its book.
All right, we're moving on.
I'm giving way too much away about this book.
We've burned up a lot of time on this.
Jamie, what's your book? Quick.
My favorite books. So High Republic has been The Rising Storm. I love that one. That's the second one in Phase 1 from Kevin Scott. I adore that one. And then not High Republic, but by a High Republic author, Master and Apprentice by Claudia Gray, because Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon. I also adore that book. Book that I'm looking forward to the most this year, Secrets of the Sith.
Yep, that one.
Which is going to be all about Rey's parents and
Secrets,
also
or Shadows
more.
of the Sith.
Shadows of the Sith.
Shadows of the Sith.
Right.
Shadows of the Sith is going to be so good.
Really looking forward to that.
It's already my favorite book.
All right, next question.
Choose one. Bothan brownies, Wookiee cookies, Ewok chocolates, or Tuscan tarts.
What is chocolates?
No idea. This is from Dallin.
You don't want to know
I think
what
it's supposed to be like Ewok chocolates. Like Ewok chalk. It's supposed to rhyme.
I gotcha.
Wookiee cookies for me.
I like brownies, so I'll go Bothan brownies.
All right, I'll take Tuscan tarts.
Okay. You could have picked the same, but all right.
No, they're probably made out of those little shit
whatever.
melons. I want to eat one.
What director would you be most interested in doing a Star Wars movie? I'll be honest, I don't keep track of directors that much anymore. So I don't know. I don't have an answer for this question, unfortunately.
God.
A movie?
What director?
What director would you be
Bryce
most
Dallas
interested
Howard.
in? Yeah, she's kind of cut her teeth on Star Wars, and she's done a really good job. So I would agree. Obviously, somebody like Jon Favreau or Rian Johnson would be a good and pretty stereotypical choice for me. So, and this might also be cringy, but I'm gonna go with Matt Reeves, the director of the Batman.
The Batman,
and it's not just because the Batman just came out. I've been a fan of Matt
I don't think
Reeves
that's cringy,
since
is it?
Cloverfield. Since
Oh, he did Cloverfield.
he
Yeah.
did Cloverfield, and
Planet
he
of the
did the
Apes.
Planet of the Apes movies, which are some of my favorite blockbuster movies of all time that aren't Star Wars. Those movies are phenomenal. Matt
That's a good
Reeves.
pick.
Well, it's always cringy to pick like the most recent
Most recent
director
thing.
who's
The
getting
hot
like
hand.
press
Yeah.
and being like, "Wow, look."
I
But
think the
I
most
would-
Imagine
important
like a
think
thing.
he would
Coruscant
do-
noir movie with, or yeah, I don't
I mean,
know.
I don't even. He doesn't really have to direct just dark movies.
Yeah.
I mean, he's done non-dark stuff, and he's phenomenal.
He's
I would-
versatile.
he knows what he's doing.
I choose not to pick anyone because I know nothing about picking a director, and therefore I shouldn't even have to have an opinion on what people should be directing these
That's
movies
Kathy's
because it's
job.
up to the professionals.
Quentin
So,
Tarantino.
There you go.
I choose not to run.
Which one of you is doing this cosplay as 10-year-old Luke? Hashtag do it
Matt.
from Smear.
Sure, I'll
that-
do it.
That's
It's
That
just
is
Matt.
goggles.
actually secretly a
Matt.
picture of Matt already.
That's me when the camera's not on,
That's Matt.
That's it.
that's me.
What is your favorite part of Star Wars Celebration?
The pin vending machine.
Mhm.
And waiting in line with Matt, who doesn't buy pins but just likes waiting in the line.
Yeah.
I'm getting back in line.
Yeah, that's how it
I'm
went.
getting back in line.
But really, I mean, you guys will probably say this. I'll leave it. I said my thing. You guys.
The
go.
floor. I like walking around the floor, exploring, meeting new people, or just, hearing what people are talking about. I don't know, just browsing. I just like walking around and just taking it all in. These are my people. This is where, this is like the one place where I could just be like a complete and utter geek about Star Wars 24/7 to anybody. Just walk up to anybody and they'll
To
know what I'm
go-
talking about.
To
And
go
they'll
off
be
of
on my
that,
level.
like, because that is it. Like, Celebration is magical. We talk like we've been to like 10 of them, but
I
we've only
know.
been to one.
I
But
know.
I don't know. We get the idea. Or the one coming up will be
different.
seasoned for it a bit. We'll know what to do. But Jamie and I have been to a lot of conventions, and they're all great. They're all fun. They all have their different things. But like, say PAX East, for example, which is coming up, very exciting, video games and stuff. If you're in line with someone, they're like, "Oh, I love Fallout," and then someone else will be like, "Oh, I like this random like indie game that I know nothing about." It's like, "Oh, okay, whatever." If you're in line with someone at Star Wars Celebration, you both have Star Wars in common, and you can talk like, I loved being in line, once again, to the pin vending machine or anything. Everything's a line. Life's a line.
Yeah.
You could just talk with someone. Like, it was fun being in line and just meeting people. And I have no idea who this person is. They're from Italy, or they're from China, or they're
Yeah.
from somewhere. Like, that
The
isn't...
people you talk to in person are completely different than any sort of keyboard warrior you're going to encounter online.
Exactly.
That
Yeah,
is
it
like,
gives
at
you
the end of
such
the day,
a-
like, the biggest difference.
Very welcoming. Yeah.
Renewed appreciation for the fandom.
Yeah. My favorite part of Celebration is finally getting to meet friends that I've like made through like internet friends. Star Wars Celebration 2019 was a big culmination of me getting to meet friends that I'd had for years through through Star Wars, and hadn't actually like met ever. And in the past couple years, since we've started this show and then just doing everything else, we've met so many people virtually, and we're going to meet so many people there. We're literally probably half of the trip for us is going to be spent just back in our hotel room being like, please don't talk to us, like we don't want to talk to anyone else.
Our social
It's just
our
gonna be
social
so
meters are
many
going to be
people.
shot. I mean,
Yeah.
oh my goodness. But that's
Like-
the thing. I'm usually a very shy person,
Yeah.
but I'm always willing to talk to people at Celebration. It's
Yeah.
just like one of those things. It's just like a weird magic about the place. And it'll be nice this year to actually know who we're meeting, because I had no
Yeah.
idea who the heck we were meeting last time. I was standing in the back just like, hello, I'm
Yeah.
Matt.
Sorry about that, Matt.
No, it's going to be great.
From Norhel, if you could have dinner with 4 Star Wars characters, who would you choose? Quickly. 4 Star Wars characters.
Quickly.
I would have
Um,
it with the entire
the modal
Ghost
nodes.
crew. Is
The
that
Ghost
4?
crew.
That's more than 4. Kanan, Zeb, Hera, and
We'll
Sabine.
pick 4
So
from the Ghost
before
crew.
Ezra joins them. Ezra
Wow.
can't come.
What about
Nice.
Chopper?
And Chopper.
Chopper doesn't count. He's just there anyway.
Chopper serves
Chopper
the
doesn't count.
food.
Yeah, Chopper throws the food on the ground. First
Yeah, I
of
was going
all.
to say he would not serve the food.
How many people are in the modal nodes?
I think also like 5.
Well, the last one, get out.
Yeah.
It's Figure and Dan and the 4
First come, first
nodes,
serve.
or the 3 other nodes. Oh man, this is
4
tough.
characters, Matt. Quick.
All right, I'll eat dinner with 4 Praetorian guards because I want
Wait.
to see what's under their masks.
I changed to 4 Knights of Ren.
Oh, and
Also, because
that's
you want to see
also
what's under their masks.
a good choice to see
Yeah.
what's under your masks.
All right.
And I bet they would be more interesting than the Praetorian guards. You know what? I'm changing mine to the Knights of Ren too. I'm showing up to that dinner.
We'll be at the
Wow.
same dinner.
I will take the other Knights of Ren then as well.
Okay,
All right.
Kylo.
but without
Anyway.
Ren, I don't want to meet Ren.
No,
He's
me
creepy.
neither. He's dead.
He is.
Yeah, he's dead.
From Dodge, you are getting drinks with only one member of the Bad Batch. Who is it and why?
I'm gonna let Jamie go first.
No, you need to let me go
Same.
last.
Oh.
All right, I
Um,
want to get drinks with Tech because I want to see what he's like when he's drunk.
Oh, so is it like it's booze drinks?
Yes,
I know that's
drinks.
when people say drinks, it's like
I mean, drink of choice.
I want to see what Tech is like when he's drunk off his ass.
Yes.
And that would be so much fun to see.
that would be
I bet
good.
he gets pretty wild.
I guess I'll choose Echo.
Okay.
I don't really have a reason. I just want to hang out with Echo and hear the stories.
I think
That's
Hunter
good.
would be kind of scary. He'd be an angry drunk with his knife.
I would want to
I
sit on his
would be an
left
angry drunk with his
non-tattoo
knife.
side.
Yeah. He'd pull out his knife and he'd be like, "You see this knife?" And I'd be like, "Yes, Hunter, I see the knife."
Stabs it into the table.
He's doing like the 5-finger
That's a
fillet.
knife.
Yep. Dude, he's doing that, and I'm sitting there like, "Oh my, you're making a scene. Can we just leave?"
I would pick Wrecker because I would order the funny mixed drinks, and if I didn't like it, he would drink it anyway, and I would just get something different, no matter what.
Oh, that's
So,
nice.
and then
Wait a
he'd have a
minute.
good time. What?
I would choose Gonki.
Gonki,
Gonki
is the fridge.
the drink machine. So he's the
That's
or the
right.
fridge.
You're pulling
I
drinks
like
out
it.
of him like George Costanza in his chair.
Yeah. Oh my god, that's good.
That's the answer.
I like that question.
What would make the best space pet?
Gonki.
Gonki's not a pet. He's a
He's a droid.
treasured member of the team and an equal.
I
Okay.
would pick
Okay.
a porg. Give me a pet porg.
Would you choose
please.
Turbis?
No, I would want a different porg. Turbis
Turbis.
is on his own on the Falcon. He's fine. Different porg. Is it the best? No, that's just
I
what
would
I would
choose
pick.
a Fathier.
Oh, okay.
That's a lot of upkeep.
Yeah, it is.
It's a lot of poop.
That
You saw what they're
the
sweeping
steaming
up.
pile that Finn almost falls in.
Yeah, you saw it. It's huge,
Oh yeah.
huge dung pile. Same with why I wouldn't
Well-
get an Eope. He'd be farting up a storm.
You and I could be riding
Really fun.
Eopies and Fathiers and laughing at all these people with the gas prices. So how about that?
Yeah, there you go.
There
I
we
could
go.
ride.
There you
I could do an Eope service in New York, and it'd be like Kramer with the beans.
Oh, that's good. Someone should make an edit of that. That's great.
Please, somebody do that.
Oh boy.
Holy crap! But what am I gonna pick? Okay. Oh, what is that frog thing from Return of the Jedi? That was
The one
also
I just
with
showed
Boba
you?
Fett.
Oh wait, no. Oh
No,
Isn't it Gort?
it's a Gort. That's it.
Gort.
Yeah.
That's
And
what I
he's
want.
just like,
He lashes out his tongue. And he's like, ugh. He does like that like little head twist. That's who I want as a pet. I want him just hanging out all day. Me and him on the front lawn. Me with a couch and a beer, and a pool and a little inflatable pool in front of my
Alright.
trailer.
Picking up your trailer.
In front of my trailer, and he's just like latching on to
Eats
flies
all of your trash.
and my trash. He eats my trash. He eats the mosquitoes.
Oh, that's a good one.
This is a good one. All right. What scene in Star Wars is your favorite in all of the franchise that you could watch on replay without getting tired of it?
Ooh,
The Last Jedi throne room scene
I almost
on repeat.
thought of that.
On repeat.
The Last Jedi Battle of Crate scene.
On repeat. On
My
repeat.
Oh.
favorite. I've literally watched that on repeat over and over again at times. Just love it. It's my favorite. It's my favorite Star Wars moment. I feel like a broken record every time I say that, but it's true. I can't.
I had
deny it.
Rise of Skywalker on yesterday. I was walking out of the room. It was on TV. I was walking out of the room, and I noticed it was the scene where Rey passes the lightsaber to Ben. And I had to go back and watch it. So I guess I would pick that. I like both of yours. They're up there. I probably would have chose Praetorian Guards, but I'll choose the
That's what I
lightsaber
mean.
passing. Yeah.
The
That's
lightsaber
good.
passing is
It's all
a
really good.
really good one, and especially with the shrug.
Yeah, the shrug's great.
I couldn't do the shrug. I can't do the shrug.
What was the moment you knew the Force was with you and you'd be a lifelong Star Wars fan?
When I got the Taco Bell toys for the Phantom Menace in 1999.
Sitting on my dad's lap in his office after he got his new 1997 Mac Power PC with the Phantom Menace trailer preloaded, watching it on repeat as a
There you go.
3-year-old. That was, I mean, I was already hooked by that point. And
Do
I
you
hadn't even
remember
seen
that
a Star
well?
Wars movie. I actually do have memories of that. I have memories of that, and I have memories of seeing the Phantom Menace in theaters. It's like one of my earliest memories. And the Force has always been with me. I don't think I can remember a time when I didn't know about Star Wars or wasn't a Star Wars fan.
Yeah.
So here's a story. I'm not sure if I've shared it before, but you guys know the whole backstory. I feel like the moment I knew I was going to be a Star Wars fan, but didn't commit to it yet, if that makes sense, was junior year of high school, actually. So I was in a video production class in which we did just regular, just like make music videos and just like learn how to edit and that kind of thing. One of our projects was we recorded a production that one of the theater classes did, just because video production, right? What they did was that theater class wrote a Star Wars musical for some reason that year.
Holy
so
crap.
I can't find the footage anywhere. Believe me,
Oh,
I've tried to
man.
find it.
You need to find that.
You have to
Another
reach out
time.
to someone.
No, I'm gonna respect everyone's privacy and let that just stay.
Oh.
So, but in that moment, like I knew of Star Wars growing up, and while I'm watching this, there was a lot of like jokes in it that like I didn't like 100% like get at the time, or like I didn't get the full reference. And I know for a fact, majority of my high school did not know what the heck was going on during that show, but for different reasons. But for some reason, while I'm watching this, while we're doing the recording, I thought to myself, I'm like, you know what? I do want to like look into this more, and let me just file this away for later and act on it at another time. And I did, and I knew that I like was going to like act on it more. I knew that I wanted to like dive more into it at another time. So I guess that was kind of like the main like moment of like, yeah, I'm interested in this. I'm not sure what kind of interest I have in this yet, but let me like do my own research and then like get into it more.
That's
yeah.
cool. That's
cool.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I'm curious. Now you've
It was a
done
fun
it.
time. I'll have to dig into it. Well, you'll get more information offline.
Yes.
Yeah. I put these two together because they're pretty much the same question from Millie and Clone Humor. Any ObiWan Kenobi predictions or Bad Batch predictions?
I guess we'll stick to Kenobi.
We've heard a lot, a lot.
I don't really have any predictions, honestly.
My prediction is that I'm
I
going
gotta
to
go in
cry
having-
when Qui-Gon shows up. That's my prediction.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I mean,
I
I'm
gotta go-
predicting Qui-Gon will show up.
I gotta
Yeah.
go in having no predictions, and then I won't be disappointed. That's usually my prediction of things.
That's a good prediction.
And I
But
I
really-
mentioned... Yeah, go ahead.
No, I mean, I really do want to, like, I predict that Obi-Wan is going to start his journey to becoming a Force ghost in Kenobi. I think he's going to finally connect to Qui-Gon. I think he's probably been having trouble connecting to Qui-Gon. He's going to connect to Qui-Gon in Kenobi. He's going to start his path to becoming a Force ghost. And that path starts with letting go. I think that's like the key thing that every Jedi needs to become a Force ghost is to let go. And I think he's going to be hanging on to some kind of hope that he could save Anakin or some kind of like idea.
Yeah.
And once he realizes that that isn't the case, he's going to let go. And I think that's going to be the point where everything kind of switches and he's going to be kind of, what's the word? Like lionized? That's not the right word. What's the word?
I think
It's
you've
like,
nailed it,
No
though.
idea.
he's going to take up the mission to, save the galaxy and bring the Jedi back and all that. He's going to decide to train Luke. And he's going to give up on trying to save Vader. And I think that's going to play into his characterization in the originals, where he doesn't believe Vader can be saved.
Yeah, and that's a big. I never really thought of it that much till you mentioned it. So I mean, like that's a big not cliffhanger, but a big thread that's not
That has really
in Revenge
never
of the
been
Sith.
told.
They talk about it, and he's like Qui-Gon with Yoda and Obi-Wan at the end of Revenge of the Sith, and we never see anything with that. And there is a deleted scene of Qui-Gon talking to Yoda, right?
Yeah.
On Polis Massa, but yeah, that's good. We know where the show's gonna go. Like we know, like it's hard to predict like an ending because we know where
Kenobi's
it goes.
gonna die at the end.
Yeah, he's gonna die
That's my
eventually.
bold prediction.
But Jamie, let's hear a Bad Batch prediction.
Bad Batch prediction. I would love to see a flashback. As I mentioned earlier, I would love to write a story that is them as cadets. I would love to see a flashback of them training as kiddos and whatnot. But more realistically, I would love to see more emphasis on Crosshair's story and what's going on with the early Empire and like the Imperial side of things, not necessarily what these 4 dudes and a child are doing just like elsewhere. Like I love seeing what they're up to, but like I am very curious to see like what's going on like with Crosshair and with that.
If he even stays with them, Crosshair.
Yeah, I mean,
it's left up in the air.
Prediction, bold prediction, not really that bold, is the Empire's going to come back to Kamino, see him on the platform, and just throw him in jail immediately. That's a prediction,
Possible.
but I think
That's
that's going to
prediction.
happen, and it's going to be another like big catalyst for him to be like, "Hey, I was wrong, and I'm going to turn my life around." So,
I think we
I like
see
it.
Coruscant, so because the Kiner brothers told me. So,
Yeah, it's not really a prediction, is it?
what's the next question?
the next question is actually our last question. When will we get more pod racing so I can scratch this itch?
Well,
Wow.
let me tell ya.
Whoa.
But what are you guys working on with pod racing here? So why was that such a funny chorus of hoes?
what are we working on? More like what I'm. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, no, it's
We-
mostly AJ is doing this, so
We
Yeah, I'll
have
give him
a
credit.
production coming based off of the success of our pod racing podcast episode. A lot of pods there.
pods.
We're going to be using, people have probably seen me post like the teaser trailer that I did a little while ago, but we're going to be using the marble thing to simulate the races. And we're going to make it more of a production like you're watching pod racing. And it'll be really fun.
So soon. The answer is soon.
I'm hoping this month, March 2022, if you're watching
It'll
it
be
now,
a
but
fun series.
Yeah, it will be.
Oh yeah, no, definitely look forward to that because it's gonna be cool. We're
But
gonna
in
have some fun
real
with that.
Star Wars, I've been hoping we see it like, I mean, we could see pod racing in like the background of the Bad Batch.
Oh,
I think it's
that'd be a lot of fun.
outlawed during the in
Well,
Legends.
yeah,
It was
because-
outlawed in the original trilogy.
Because Jabba the Hutt starts the Star Wars Demolition
Oh,
series.
goodness. Go look up that game. It's
Oh, look up
pretty
that
outdated,
game.
but it's funny.
Play that game. And listen to the music from that game. I'm not
or
even
in
kidding
Mando.
about that.
It would be great to appear in Mando. It would have been great in Book of Boba Fett because they were in Mos Espa.
They could bring back the Boonta Eve. Maybe that's in season 2. Maybe that's the
Yeah.
entirety of season 2. Is now
That's
that
Boba
he's
Fett's real mission.
the Daimo, he's gonna
Bringing it back.
be like, I got to bring back the Boonta Eve because everybody loves the Boonta Eve,
That's
and
his
that's the whole
motivation.
thing.
That's
The
the point.
whole entire season is him planning for the Boonta Eve, and things are going wrong.
That'd be a lot
better-
of fun.
Better
All right, that's it.
step up.
Oh boy, wow.
Jesus.
Yeah, so that has been our Q&A for this time. Thank you to everyone who sent us in questions. So we got questions through Twitter, Instagram, and a little bit on Discord. So thank you so much for sending in the questions. And we'll continue to do this again. If you guys ever have questions in general, don't hesitate to ask. We'll do our best to try and answer them. But yeah, thank you so much for listening to the HoloNet Marauders podcast. If you didn't know, we have a video version of the podcast, which is what, if you're visually watching right now,
And if
that's
you
what
did
you're watching.
know,
Hello.
If you
As
didn't
you're
know, if you're
watching.
audio listener, head on over to our YouTube channel. We do have a video version, and we post a lot more content as well there as well with our live streams and additional things. AJ is pointing out a sweatshirt that is brand new from Only Hope Supply. We have a promo code with them. Use the code Marauders. You get 10% off on Only Hope Supply, all of their merch. And you can find us, the HoloNet Marauders, ever on social media at HoloNet Marauders. On Twitter, it is just at HoloNet Marauder. There's no S at the end. But yeah, thank you so much for listening to the HoloNet Marauders podcast.
See ya.
Where's the thing? Oh.
Leave
Anyway,
that in.
goodbye.
Leave this in.